Good evening. This is the Elliott Wave update for the NASDAQ 100 for Monday, July 25th, 2022. An interesting day. I believe that both sides had a voice today and that there were plenty of orders coming in and there were plenty on both sides, buyers, sellers. But seller did win out. And here we are getting ready for the start of Globex and marked down slightly. So let's kind of take a look. I've got the 4-hour chart, and we actually did not do anything strong enough in either direction. We did not challenge 2,500. So let me just start back here as to what this is. The count thus far, we're in an intermediate C wave down, and within it, we are counting out 5 waves of minor degree, which I have 1, 2, here's the third there, putting this minor 4 of the C wave. So my expectation is that eventually the market does turn, goes lower, breaks below 11,068, which is the current low for the sequence, and ends up down about 10,600. And from that level, completes the intermediate C wave and in turn a primary B wave. And we kick off with a primary B wave counter trend rally. And in it will, in and of itself, it will be 3 waves. And as it progresses, initially, we will have to be gleaning information, but we will have ideas and levels that should guide it. As it breaks certain points, we will have levels going to the upside that'll fit. But first, we need to get through what I believe we still have is a minor 5th wave down. Now, within this minor 5th wave down, we're still in a holding pattern in terms of declaring it is underway. And I'm going to open this up a little bit and see if I can get that done. There we go. And here we are down inside. Here's the A, the B, and here's the C. And still 1, 2, 3. And then this would be a 4. So still it falls within a very normal, in my estimation, a very normal pattern, ABC, and we should still turn and run. And we can. And it's getting more on the line, and I'll tell you why, because, okay, tomorrow we do have some earnings. We have some of the Titans are coming up. We have earnings reports, or the day before the Fed, et cetera, et cetera. So there is still a great deal of information coming out. And also tomorrow, we will get the consumer confidence and new home sales. So this will put pressure on that. So there'll be a lot going on. And this is coming out at 10 a.m. Eastern. So market opens, then we get consumer confidence and new home sales. So we get to do it full force, all players in. And I think it promises to be a very interesting opening. And then on Wednesday, we have, of course, the Fed, and we have durable goods and international trade in goods. And we have Thursday, GDP and jobless claims. But Wednesday afternoon, we do have the Fed. Thursday, we have Apple. We have Amazon on Thursday. July the 26th, I believe, is not AMD. Nope, not Apple. I knew that. Not Amazon. I knew that too. We'll just keep going down the list. Meta? Nope. Meta is not Tuesday. Triple M doesn't matter. Microsoft is. Whew, I know I had one. So Microsoft is tomorrow. Microsoft reports tomorrow along with consumer confidence, et cetera, et cetera. Microsoft is already on everybody's poop list. You know, they don't like Microsoft at the moment. Doesn't mean much. Just means it's going through, it's repricing. They're just deciding to look at it like it's a negative occurrence. And it's like, doesn't have to be that way. In any case, there is a great deal out there. So for the market to go here and to zip back above 12,700, yes, it remains a possibility. But in my mind, based on what I'm going to see, it's like it's going to depend on how they intend to put a spin on all of this. So numbers are going to be the numbers, and they are going to come out. And how they get interpreted is what's going to produce the move that we're looking for. So again, it would have to be quick, and then it's done, and we start to head down. If this indeed is the end, as I have marked it such, I'm not declaring it. I'm just saying if, then this would be the areas that we need to see the market begin to get to pretty quickly. And tomorrow we have some kickoffs to the 3 days, the 3 major days, with the expiration actually coming on Friday. So there can be a lot of play with stock price, with the underlying and everything between now and Friday. And it could all really wrap itself into Friday, depending on how they position and roll. It's going to be interesting. So I think there'll be plenty to trade. That's for sure. Now, breakdown. It would need to continue, but again, today we held. We did yesterday. Now we did again today. A little bit closer today, but we have the 50 is at 12,250. So the low was 68. If we start to come into those, then we're looking a little bit more negative, and likely we'll be heading down to the 200 EMA, which is at 12,076, 77. Then we do have a little bit of support at 11,942. And then we have the SMA, the 200 SMA at 11,854. That, I suspect, if it's severe enough, if it's interpreted, if it's going to truly be that minor fifth wave, which is just a nice clean get it down, get it down, get it done. Similar to this was 5 of 3. So that was the minor 3. This was the 5 of that 3. And see how they did? Boom, 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 done. So 4-hour chart. So you're looking at 1.5 to 3 days, 4 or 5 days, it was done. And then maybe here it could be do it even a little quicker. I'll just get through all, because this was in anticipation of what we're now going to start to get tomorrow with the larger earnings, the larger companies and their earnings, particularly Amazon. Amazon's already had a losing quarter last quarter. So what have they done, and how more greatly are they affected? So again, easier than to try to interpret what each one of these companies is going to say is just to pay attention to the price action. And if we just continue to look at it in that manner, all the rest of what's going to happen will happen, but we'll know what to do. One thing is, I personally don't necessarily go into any of these earnings reports with a position. So you're starting clean and you're able to just step in or even before a number, and you can react to the number, because then that pulls you back into looking at the market more from a market profile perspective. And from a market profile perspective, remember, and it's pretty important, because once you get it, it's like, yes, got it. It is based on supply and demand. And supply and demand is based on where value can be found. And that's a strange word to a lot of people, because when you're thinking of why the buyers are looking for value, or they're just looking for a place where the sellers will sell it to them and they're willing to pay. And to them, that's going to be value. And for the seller, it's going to be value. But when sellers and or buyers are done and there's still more selling and or buying, the number changes, the zone changes, the points of control change, the value area highs and lows change. When something becomes news driven and that supply and demand is driving it in a particular direction, you will, it moves, and it moves very cleanly, and it moves finely, and you can trade more technically. So again, which is why I do pay attention to points of control, value area highs, naked points of control, extended points of control, previous points of control. They continue to come into play. If it was a previous point of control that maybe did not get challenged, it will continue to extend. And they all become levels. They don't have to hold. They don't have to represent anything more than being reached and forming a value area. So it's either going to, and when we're going up, if it spikes and you get up there, then it very often can turn into a trap, and where one side's there and everybody else just runs, and it just starts to drop. So again, there will be plenty of opportunities. And what I need to focus on and look at is to what exactly will the NASDAQ begin to do? Will the NASDAQ drop and break these moving averages? That's going to put more weight that's the top of the fourth, and we're dropping in the fifth wave. So again, I would be looking for them to start to drop and get through these Fibonacci levels pretty quickly. Again, here we are. We get overlap at the 382 level, which I discussed yesterday, and the 0.618 for that minor 5. That works because they're sitting in. So our first zone for minor 5, if indeed that's the high of minor 4, and that's where we begin, then we have a zone at 10,720 to 10,670. That's one zone where I kind of look where the market can be done, finish up this minor fifth wave, the intermediate C wave, the primary A wave, and set the stage for a fairly kick butt rally, counter trend, but still kick butt. We should form what I would be looking for is a V bottom, and it should happen quickly. That'll give the announcement we're done, we're in. And I think, again, it'll be on the premise of some interpretation of what's happening. We all just need to follow. So again, that's what I'm looking for on that side. For tomorrow, it could just as easily zip above here, clean it up, make it a clean 5 for the C wave, finish the minor 4, set the stage for us to kind of just reject it and drop. Again, we have enough economic figures. We have enough geopolitical situations. The heat still is high in a lot of places, literally, but also just geopolitically. And so there's a lot going on. Stay on your toes. Upside's a possibility, downside's a possibility. Both can get intense. Our next update will be on Tuesday, July the 26th.